Unbelievable animal moments caught on camera. Animals can be very fascinating at times with their antics, be it the adorable kind or the kind that surprises you with how they are capable of accomplishing such extreme feats. The wilderness of jungle can be threatening, but it is not a rare sight to see some unbelievable and adorable sights of the very occupants of the same. Let us not waste any time and see the top unbelievable moments caught on camera. The world's largest rabbit. Rabbits are without a doubt a very adorable species of mammals with an adorable way of being spry and nimble, but the Flemish giants will surely surprise you just by the sheer size of their bodies. The world's largest rabbit, Darius, measures a whopping 4 feet. He is a very peace-loving and docile creature, as one would not expect of a creature of such a huge size. He lives in the Western England and was recently reported as stolen by its owners. He has held the record of being the largest rabbit to ever exist for an astounding 11 years now. Watch him being handled by a zookeeper here. The duality of nature. Nature can mesmerize you and is truly amazing, but it can show you a dark side as well. Wildlife of all kinds is very attached to their kind as well. Be it the small animals to the majestic ones, they are just as emotionally as humans are with each other. Here's a look at such a case. A deer is holding the head of presumably their close one, with just its antlers and carrying it across the cold snowy forest. It doesn't seem to be saddened by the demise of their close one, and this is a very good example of how nature can be absolutely cruel sometimes. A new side of orangutans. While we did see chimps taking the highlight of our little show, their closely related primates, orangutans, are no less of a fun species when it comes to them interacting with their beloved humans. Here's a visitor at a zoo in front of orangutan exhibit, where he is trying to show a magic trick to the orangutan, who was spectating him very closely. As the visitor continues to complete his trick, the spectating orangutan looks very closely and carefully, trying to anticipate what exactly is the human doing. When the visitor finishes his little grand performance, the orangutan lets his mouth open wide and shows his teeth in an attempt to show his awe for the spectacular performance that took place right in front of him. Animals are no less smart than their owners. Chimpanzees are known to be very intelligent creatures, as we are the descendants of a very same species. Their antic of mimicking their owners is just an attempt to act more like their owners, to whom they become very attached in a small period. How would you react when you get home from work and see your pet chimp use a phone just as you would while relaxing after a long day? Here's a look at a very distinguished gentlemanly pet chimpanzee who is very leisurely using a smartphone, mimicking his owner's way of using one on a normal day. He is completely resembling his beloved owner, wearing his clothes and looking at the phone the very same way its owner does. Mimicking here was done very tastefully. Jumping deer. The average deer has an ability to jump across a distance and has a very agile and nimble anatomy, mostly used for escaping its predators. Here's a deer that uses its so-called jumping ability in a very unique way. It's rare to see deers jumping, and even more rare to see them do so with a very high jump. This small fawn was very tastefully recorded right in between its attempt to jump across a passage right into the deep forest of the jungle by a very considerable height. It's as if the fawn is calling out to his mother, "Look ma, I can fly." Sugar gliders. Squirrels are pretty common animals, right? You see them almost everywhere you go, right? Closely related to them, the sugar gliders are a unique species of squirrel family that have the special ability of short-range flight. Their front limbs have extended membrane-like wing structures that allow them to glide across in small jumps. Here's a sugar glider attempting to feed off smoothly gliding from a high surface to its owner's hand. The moment captured is mesmerizing to watch, as it skillfully opens its arm to extend the smooth glide. Baby elephant to the rescue! Elephants are well known to live in complete harmony with their caretaking human owners and enjoy the daily activities such as strolling across free and fast pastures and riverside baths, among a lot of other activities. Here's an instance where an elephant rearer tries to have some fun with a beloved baby elephant. He lies down on a grass patch and pretends to roll around to indicate to his accompanying baby elephant that he is having some physical issues. The concerned baby elephant rushes to his rescue immediately. He uses his trunk and presses it down on the caretaker's body and pushes him across the open field as if it's trying to get him some help, as he is visibly concerned for his master. Elephants are truly a caring and loving species. Troubled cheetahs. Jungle safaris are all fun and frolic until you encounter an apex predator within proximity. Here's an instance of a cheetah trying its best to escape from the scorching heat of the savannah by jumping onto a safari truck and taking some cool shade under the half-open roof. It does not seem to be harmful at all, and it takes its own sweet time and relax a bit under the cool shade. And to the surprise of the occupants of the vehicle, the cheetah used his paw to gesture not to be wary of its presence. Right when the passenger closest to the spotted beast alerted everyone, and after it got its fill of the cool shady retreat, it slowly extended its so-called glorified positions and ran its way back into the scorching heat, right back to where it came from. Wildlife does continue to amaze humans in their own unique ways, doesn't it? The bear necessities. Bear in general are known to be very ferocious, as well as adorably cute and fun creatures, aren't they? Well, here's an instance of a bear troubled by the scorching heat it faces, and it attempts at getting some relief by climbing up an electricity pole. Although it seems like some relief to the furry being, the concerned people somehow got it down the pole. Although the bear was pretty unwilling to do so, by all means, they stood at their spots and helped it get across the forest cover nearby. It does look like the fun and relief our furry menace wanted was cut short. I win, human! Black leopards are known to be ferocious creatures with sharp teeth and claws, ready to strike their prey and enemies with the same ferocity. Here's a uniquely different view though, where the owner of a particularly friendly black leopard is playing a hand game. The human keeps his hand on top of the leopard's, and the leopard reacts to it by taking his hand out from underneath the human and placing it on top. This goes on for a while between the two, where the leopard sneakily escapes the human grip every once in a while. At last, when the leopard was at its wit's end, he placed the paw rather in an aggressive yet soft manner, while reacting his claws to establish its dominance as if to say, I win, human. Hey man, wake up! It's pretty normal to wake up to an alarm clock, right? How about waking up to a complete horde of angry airborne seagulls? Here's an instance of people enjoying their sunny and warm day at a seashore, when they get swarmed by an angry flock of seagulls out of nowhere. It is as if the seagulls wanted the human to clear their surroundings. Their squawks, hoots, and squeals were disrupting all the relaxing fun activities the fellow shore wanderers were having on their earlier well-off day at the beach. Battling giraffes. To the common wildlife enthusiast, two giraffes battling with each other using their long necks like whiplashes is a rare sight. Here's this very thing happening on camera. It is visible that two giraffes are battling it out with each other by swinging their long necks at each other in an attempt to battle it out. Each of the strikes looks very powerful and ferocious, and clearly shows how little we have known or seen giraffes in absolute wild. A lucky sloth. Sloths are known to be one of the slowest creatures among wildlife mammals, with their ultra-slow pace of doing things while lazily hanging onto tree branches. Here's a completely different approach, where a group of people takes a wild sloth for the ride of his life on a speedboat. The whole scene seems to be out of an animated cartoon movie of sorts, and yet it's very much real. The joy of the sloth as it dips its paw into the water the boat is traveling on with considerable speed is an absolute delight to watch. The wide-eyed and happy sloth is an absolute fun sight to behold.